Welcome to Friday Night Smite presented by Detonate Gaming. We're jumping into the middle of our first game right now, Archway Origins versus Vivid Gaming. My name's Freight Train. I'll be co-casting these with Epip today, and well, we're gonna get right into this match as we have. I'll just go ahead and shout out the Archway Origins team real fast and let you get Vivid Epic. We have Pink Hair Fetish on Osiris solo. Oswald's gonna be Bologna jungle. Grenade, Isis mid lane, and Mobax Elite, Athena support, and Darkfighter will be the ADC Apollo for the boys in blue.
And over on the red side of the UI, we have Rexway taking a tier into the solo lane. Rar Life is going to be playing Thor in the jungle. My Name Owns is on Hades in mid, and Aqua Wayfinder and Fumbles are going to be your Geb and Shablanke in the duo lane.
Yeah, we ended up jumping to this game a little bit in between. Just had some spectator issues. Sorry about that, guys. So we're about 3 minutes ahead. Eagles Rally comes in on the left side. 3-man, 4-man rotation on the duo lane. Spirit Ball doesn't connect on top of the Shablanke. Is silenced out, but Wingut's going to do a little bit of damage, but not enough to stop anything. Athena's ulting Circle Protection or Geb Ultimate's use. Cataclysm going to come in, and that Spirit Ball will connect. Thor's going to try to save everyone. He's going to get out. The Geb is there, and well, Thor will end up cleaning up Grenade as Hades' Pillar of Agony is going to suck them all in, and now Athena's in trouble.
That's right, and Athena is going to fall and give up death there. The first blood going the way of the Shablanke, and that's an important death there.
Oswald cleaning up right now. Fumbles right here. 2 kills with little HP. That's huge on the Shablanke with his passive stacks. He's already working on a charge Morningstar. He's going to go ahead and get this buff really, really low. They all have to be careful, but there's no really worries about it as that minion is not going to take down a Geb and 2 other people there. But yeah, Fumbles off to a heck of a good start on that Shablanke.
That's right. That 10 power is going to be crucial when it comes to boxing this Apollo in lane. It's going to help counteract some of the Apollo's passive, the Audacity that gives him twice the attack speed on his in-hands for every 5, or after a certain amount of time, he gets 5 double speed auto attacks. That 10 power is going to let him box in lane, and in fact, those 2 kills are going to allow him to pick up the Transcendence and start stacking before the Apollo gets a chance to.
Oh, Tyr's going to ult in. Beautiful wall placement. That's going to connect the Fearless right there. Isis should go down here. Spirit Ball misses, but Hades is going to be able to take that kill right there with the Shroud of Darkness, but now he's in trouble. Gale Shield's going to be good, but not good enough. Eagles Rally will stun out 3. She's in her Scourge Trance, trying to lifesteal away is the Bologna, but nothing going to come out of that. Looks like just 1 kill for the boys in red. They'll end up losing Hades, but they still end up taking out the Isis, so trade for trade right there.
That's right, and being able to trade there is very important. It gives Archway Origins a kill, which is, of course, extremely important in the early game. You don't want to go down 4-0, 5-0, and have to fight from behind the entire time. So I'm very glad that they were able to pick up a kill there, even though they had to give one up to get it.
Yeah, the boys in blue Archway Origins did lose the right-hand mid-harpies. They also lose the left-hand harpies, so they're a little bit behind right now. We'll take a quick peek at these graphs. Only about 800 gold behind, a 1,200 experience. Nothing that can't be come back. Isis is still going to be really, in control as long as she can go ahead and hit those Spirit Balls. Seems like she was a little bit off the mark on a couple of them on the left-hand lane during that one fight, but as long as she straightens them up and pretty much gets... Oh, over here on the right side. Glad I went over here as I'm talking. Tyr able to take out Osiris in a 1v1 scenario. That's a solo kill going to the solo laner on the Tyr, and that's going to put him about 100 gold ahead right now.
That's right, and I'm surprised to see the Osiris falling to the Tyr. However, as Osiris starts picking up items, you see that he's already finished the Ichabal and is moving into boots now. He is going to start being able to hang a little bit more with that Tyr who has the Bluestone Pendant already online. Both of them already have teleport too. Osiris will be able to make it back to the lane pretty quickly once he spawns, and in fact, he's already back.
Yeah, he won't lose too much right there. I mean, he'll have a little bit of experience issue with Osiris going to that Ichabal to try to break down that Tyr, but Tyr's going to end up going to the Mystical Mail, and once that happens, Osiris really is not going to have too much lane control or even attempted lane control once that occurs. Right now, just kind of going into the farming game, 1-5, read the kills right now. Very small goal lead, small experience lead. Just nothing going on too much. We got a few wards placed at the Gold Fury, a sentry ward by the boys in red. Just right now, Archway doesn't really have any vision control. It looks like they just placed their first ward that I see. The Isis has placed one on the bottom side of mid. That's about the only ward I see on the side of blue right now.
That's right. Wards are going to become more important as these teams start trying to build up towards the mid game and rotations start coming out more
Oh,
and more.
but sorry to interrupt you, but Osiris was well. Tyr said I can 1v1 you. Osiris said, "Hey man, you stood too long back there." And Tether will go ahead and connect, stun out the Tyr, and Osiris was able to pick up the solo kill back as Tyr maybe stayed a little bit too long that time. So little 1-for-1. This is definitely a boxing slap fight that you kind of expect solo lanes to see, but normally don't see too many deaths. But they're already 1-for-1.
Right, and that's the power of the Ichabod coming online for Osiris. Along with the Death Toll, he's got the increased attack speed. He's removing the power from the tier with each basic up to 3 times while gaining more power himself. So in a 1v1 match, it's a great equalizer with that bluestone.
He pretty much loses boots. Yeah, I mean, like you said, with the Ichabod taking away power, I mean, I'll hover over the item for anybody at home that needs to see it. You're going to be obviously losing power up to 30. I mean, that's going to end up being pretty much all the boots for the Warrior Toppies. He's going to have only 10 power left right there, so not a lot of damage that tier really going to be doing as the right-hand Harpies go to the boys in red. Hades a little late on that dive. He won't get any of those Harpies. Probably saying, "Hey guys, hold up the Harpies," but nothing going on right now as counter ward was placed though at Gold Fury for Archway, so they have Archway, I should say. They've got the vision control at Gold Fury.
Right, and these right camps are looking to fall, although Vivid Gaming is grouped up. But it looks like, did those go to the blue team? Or
I don't know who went to the blue team, but 2 big ultimates used. Looks like Thor's going to dunk down. Isis is going to use Circle Protection. Nothing's going to get out of that. Eagles Rally forced out. Cataclysm going to be used to try to peel for the Thor. He's going to get away, but Pillar of Agony's too good. My Name Owns is saying, get out of here, but he'll end up falling, and Shablanke's picking up the 3rd kill. Tyr rotates all the way from the solo lane. He bought TP3 to get to this fight, and well, he's not done chasing right here as he's over trying to pick off those Osiris that teleported as well with him, or walked over, it looks like, as his TP still had a little bit of a cooldown. Not going to find any more kills, but Oswald on the back end is able to die to archers and not give up the kill, so no kills going to the way of Archway right there, or of Vivid Gaming, I should say. Smart play.
That was extremely crucial. Exactly. That was a very smart play. Denying the kill to either the Geb or Rexway there was very big. Being able to, yes, you're going to die either way. Making the decision in the moment to give up that death to archers, wonderful in-game decision. I love seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, always a good idea when you can do that. As right now, just going back to the farming, Archway is still, we'll take a quick peek at the graph. Still 1,200 gold behind, about kind of where they were earlier. Experience is getting to be about 2K now. They got to make sure that they're starting to bleed a little bit. There's a little bit of blood. They need to put a little Band-Aid on it. Just make sure that they can kind of control the rest of what's going on there. They're getting into these team fights in really awkward spots that like Hades is able to control and like Cataclysm is able to control really well, like in these jungle spots. They need to kind of maybe just fight into a lane and not really force the issue. But speaking of forcing the issue, Thor does, and a little bit of poke coming on the left-hand side here as, again, 4-man rotation for this purple buff.
I'm not really surprised. They've already got the lead in the kills. They're just looking to continue the aggression and keep the pressure up as they move forward in this game.
Oh, Isis is going to get a raise. Circle Protection not enough. Pillar of Agony's too strong. Eagles Rally going to be forced out, but she's already gone. Bellona's going to have to escape. Rollouts trying, and Fumbles is able to outbox Apollo with the help of Thor here. We'll try to take it to the left-hand side as it looks like Geb now might be the one in trouble, but Aqua Wayfinder trying to go ahead and zone out. Vivid Gaming already starting the Gold Fury, and with only really Athena up, and while Osiris not able to back and buy Teleport 3, it looks like this is going to be, this is free Gold Fury for Vivid.
That gold lead is important, but also the fact that Shablanke now has 4 kills, hasn't died a single time. He's now got 20 extra power. He's fully stacked his Transcendence, while Apollo is still about 23 stacks away from full stacks.
Yeah, I'm hovering over the Shablanke right now. 213 right now is his power versus the Apollo, who's sitting at about 127. So doing a ton more damage as Fumbles right now on the Shablanke. Like you said, fully stacked on Transcendence, has 4 kills. His max passive will be 6, and well, you'd expect 2 more to come pretty easily as he's sitting at 4-0 and 4.
Now look at that itemization that he is building into now. He's going into the Spiked Gauntlet, which can build into either Devourer's Gauntlet like Apollo has, or I'm expecting Soul Eater.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a Soul Eater purchase right here. The Bound Gauntlet. There's really normally Blood Forge and typically Soul Eater is what's going to happen. That's going to give him a little bit more health and a little bit more physical protection from the other team. Xbalanque is going to get 300 more health, keep him up a little bit further alive. I mean, they do have 3 physicals on the side of blue, so he's trying to stay healthy.
And never underestimate the power of that aura when it comes to the Thor and the Tyr. The Thor especially is going to benefit greatly from having just a little bit of lifesteal when he goes down into a group fight.
Oh, Athena might have bit off more than she could chew trying to fight a ward for 50 gold. She will win the ward battle, but lose a quarter of her HP in return. And, well, in retrospect, they sat there, put another sentry down, and said, haha, we'll go ahead and clear that out as well. So they still ended up winning that battle and do some poke damage.
But I do think that you have to still engage in the battle, right? You can't just let them have the ward vision for free for 2 minutes. You've got to move it along, get rid of some of the gold in the inventory that they have, even though you're losing out on the gold yourself.
You just got to be careful when you place wards. It's small decisions like that, like placing your ward, trying to go ahead and counter it, and not really coming out with anything, because all you have to do is hit tab and see if the other player has a sentry. If they have a sentry and you're already in the middle of a battle, really maybe placing yours is not the best decision to sit there and do that, whereas you're probably going to end up losing. Honestly, even if you get the ward, you might get counter warded again because you're not going to get 2 of them. Athena kind of caught in another spot. She'll get thrown back, but looks like everyone's kind of just taken to farming, as Vivid Gaming with that Gold Fury did take a 3,200 gold lead.
We do over on the left-hand lane have Apollo and Xbalanque still fighting a 2v2 with their supports nearby. Xbalanque is going to move into the jungle, and I think they're content to just get the jungle buff again.
Yeah, Ice is in a bad spot. Like, Vivid Gaming's just grouping at this point. They're grouping in 3- and 4-man rotations, and that's one pick. Grenade's going to fall down. Apollo ulting into 4. What's he doing? Cataclysm's better. Pillar of Agony's not even have to be forced, as Death from Below will connect. And, well, Thor Berserker Barrage is going to end up cleaning up that kill. And this is a 206 Thor. He's part of 8 of the 13 kills. This is huge, as Thor, honestly, toward this late game will start becoming more of a support-oriented setup type player, along with Tyr, allowing really for the Xbalanque to do more and more damage. Even for the Hades could do more and more as well. But right now, Vivid is that Band-Aid that I talked about has been ripped off, and Vivid's really turning this into a little bit more of a gusher.
On the flip side, though, if you look at the Osiris, most of the players on Archway Origins are about 1,000 gold behind, but Osiris, Pink Hair Fetish, is keeping relatively even with his lane opponent.
Yeah, he hasn't done too bad at all, it seems like, but right now, again, these team fights just an awkward position. Again, right here in the jungle, Oswald's going to be caught out. Slow's going to be good by the Lawbringer. Rax Ray is going to clean that one up, as he brought out the Law, and he was able to secure that kill. Here comes Osiris, though. Tether is going to be used on Geb, but now he's in a bad spot. Half HP. Spirit Ball connects on top of Raxray. And, well, now the ultimate's just being dumped. Big Pillar of Agony going to take out Grenade, and he's not going to have anything. Thor's in trouble on the back end. Can secure it by Osiris. Deathsickle will do it, but this is now a 3v1 scenario, and Fumbles will go ahead and secure his 5th kill with the help of his surrounding teammates. And, man, again, these fights are just there. They start off kind of like, oh, okay, Archway's doing it. They've got 1, they've got 2 maybe. They've got an option. And then, like, again, they get into these really tight corridors, and they're just not really helping their cause, as on the left end, Apollo was not letting Fumbles get any more free farm. And he said, I had enough. I'm taking your blue buff. And Darkfire will go ahead and get his 2nd kill of the game. And he'll put an end to Fumbles' little killing streak.
I think that was an important kill to get just for the morale of Archway Origins. That Xbalanque was getting a little bit out of hand in terms of presence in the team fights. He's leading his team in gold. He hadn't died. He picked up 5 kills, almost has his passive fully online. It was incredibly important to get that kill, and fortunately Darkfire was able to get it.
Right now, they're just going to get this damage camp right here, the boys in blue, but Gold Fury is back up. Sentry Ward, I think that's a Sentry Ward once they both move, is placed over there. It is that. Tyr's trying to split push right-hand side over here. He's going to get a little bit of damage on that. Only 1 minion going to be left in there, so he'll back out of tower. And the half HP tower. Tether's going to be used on the right-hand side. We'll see if this battle goes anywhere. We've seen these two fight out for a little bit now, and Tyr's Fearless going to be into the wall. Osiris is taking a lot of poke, trying to clear these minions, and he's at 3/4 HP, and Tier's relatively healthy.
Yeah, I think that the play there for Pink Hair Fetish is to get out and get out now. That Mystical Male is putting on damage the longer that they stay there. Tier doesn't even have to hit him to hurt him. I would just do exactly that and come back with full health.
Yeah, right now on the left-hand side, looks like Geb Thor coming over this way. Athena hanging out in the duo lane, trying to make sure her ADC Apollo doesn't really get too much further behind. I mean, when you look at the experience, level 15 versus 14, the Apollo's not too far off. But when you look at the gold, that, almost nearly 1,000 gold on your other ADC is kind of hurting.
Right, and you'll notice that itemization-wise, Apollo is pretty much keeping up. A big part of that is the starter item. It gives them a little bit of an increase. That's going to start falling off, of course. But I don't know. I think that this is Xbalanque's game to lose and his duel to lose at this point.
Oh, yeah, he's already going to start this Gold Fury. He has no worries. Hades' his own tier out there as well. I mean, they've got so much protection. Their mid laner as well, being Hades, is giving him so much more of a peel aspect, as it looks like Apollo Athena combination are going to be attempted to steal the Gold Fury a little bit too early. They tried it. I give them props. Darkfire is in the middle of the whole team. Aqua Wayfinder will secure that kill with the Shockwave. Circle Protection going to be dropped down, but Pillar of Agony will do more damage. Grenade taken out. Here's the Osiris ult and Eagles Rally. They'll take down that Hades right there. Geb's in the back line going to Shockwave Athena for the kill, and that's going to be the deicide, as all 5 members of Vivid Gaming will survive, and they're going to secure the Gold Fury.
I find it interesting. We're now 18 minutes in, 21 kills to 5. 2 Gold Furies have gone down the side of Vivid Gaming, and yet they've only taken 1 tower on the left-hand side of the map. They're not looking at objectives. They're looking to almost embarrass them, as this mid tower is going to be aggressed on.
Well, when you have the lead like this, at this point in time, like I said, I said there was a Band-Aid that needed to get, to be careful. Like, you had to make sure that the Band-Aid stayed on there and the bleeding was decided. And, I always use this analogy a lot of the times where it's like a small cut that turns into a deep wound. And, again, it slowly became a bigger and bigger cut. And at this point in time, at 5 to 21 kills, 16 or 19 minutes into the game, and again, if we look at the graphs, they weren't bad at 9 minutes. At 9 minutes, the game was relatively even, less than 1,000 gold. As it got, as the game's gotten on longer and longer, at 14 minutes, it was about 4K. Now at 20 minutes almost, it's at 7,300 gold. It's really just starting to snowball. As again, these fights that Archway is taking are just not in their favor. I mean, they're fighting well. I really liked what Darkfire and Athena tried to do to take the Gold Fury. The ult on top of Apollo Global into Athena Global was a really good attempt. I mean, that's really, I have to give them that right there. Just a little bit too early on the execution of it, as the Gold Fury was only at about half HP, and right there when the 2 big ultimates were down, Vivid was able to take advantage of it.
Exactly right. You'll notice that gold-wise, the Geb support from Aqua Wayfinder is ahead of the highest gold on Archway Origins by about 200, about 150. Not a good thing to see.
Yeah, it's a little rough. Geb level 15, just the levels advantage too, as Oswald's just jumping around right now. He's going to get Fearless Wall combination, Shockwave up. The CC is so good right now on Vivid. Their combination, the wall into the Fearless, into the knockup of the Shockwave right there was just picture perfect. Fumbles looking to go ahead and start Fire Giant. Not really. I mean, again, there's Apollo ult that could take this with Athena. They could try it again. They just have to make sure the timing's on point this way. Isis is getting zoned out. Grenade knows what's going on, so she has to be calling this out to her team. And we'll see if Darkfire and Athena decide to make any moves.
I'd like to see them attempt that same maneuver one more time. I know that they don't have vision, but hey, you got to go.
No, they're giving it up. Yeah, yeah. I understand attempting to do it as well, but at this point, it looks like they're just going to elect to try to farm what they can, get their jungle camps, because at this point they are so far behind. If they did fight that and they do lose, it's probably a GG. Whereas maybe they can make a stand underneath a Phoenix or a tier 2. The tier 2s aren't nearly as important at this moment as obviously as the Phoenixes are. They need to make sure that those are standing upright. That's the only way into the base is to break the Phoenix. So maybe try to delay this Fire Giant, push up the waves as far as you can, get back to your tier 2s, defend them slightly, and then get back to your Phoenixes is really going to be the best bet for this next 4 minutes.
I've been very impressed by the groupings come out of Vivid Gaming this entire game. They started off with a four-man gank over to the left-hand lane early in this game, and it seems like they are just very well coordinated and are communicating heavily, have strong synergy with working with one another.
Yeah, I mean, again, that they've been really grouped up since the beginning, since about that 10-minute mark. Again, when you looked at the graphs, when you saw it start in the teeter the one way, the grouping was the biggest difference, the picks that they were finding. And Archway was doing a good job of fighting the 1v1s. They did a really good job there. I mean, Osiris got a kill back on tier and, back and forth. Everything was going fine, but once the grouping started, they were just getting into situations where they were outnumbered, and Smite is a big numbers game. Whether you're a math guy or not, 3 is still less than 4, and you're going to be in a bad scenario as Store comes crashing down to the back line. Spin to win's going to be good. Raxray is going to go ahead and clean up the ISIS in the back, and Athena's looking to ult possibly, but now Osiris is going to use Tether. He's going to try to get out of this. Ultimate is available for him to hop out if he needs, but Geb's Cataclysm is going to keep them both locked in. Tier Lawbringer is going to be popped up. Oh, Darkfire with the mez. He'll be alive and get into Tower or Fountain, and he'll survive a little bit longer, but the zoning done by Tier and the rest of the team was easy as Bumbles just took down that Phoenix with no problem. But there's a problem. They try to attack Phoenix, and there's a tier 2 there. Little problem.
We found that funny when Incon was doing tower tanking or Phoenix tanking when the tier 2 was still up in the SPL this past week.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get in the zone. They'd already taken that left Phoenix. You just kind of forget.
They might be forgetting that Thor's up in the air as well, as the silence will come out. Circle protection will try to be popped pretty early right there. Isis wing gusting away, and Tears is tanking these Phoenix shots like he's got no issues, but he's in no man's land as Athena's going to ult him. Fearless is going to be good, but Tier might fall if he gets hit by this, and he will. Oswald will collect it. They'll lose their solo laner for the mid Phoenix, but they'll actually lose their jungler as well. So taking some casualties are the boys in red. Vivid Gaming pushing the base, but not quite breaking it just yet.
I don't know about that. I would say that 2 Phoenixes down, losing 2 members of your team, 3 still have the Fire Giant, including your ADC, is kind of a good place to be.
It's not done. No, it's definitely a good place to be, but absolutely. They need to just regroup one more time. As soon as Rar and Rax get back up and available, you'd imagine they're going to go ahead and just really secure this right-hand tower and then secure the right-hand Phoenix, as there will be fire minions coming in the left and mid-hand side. Fire Giant's still going to be down for about another 90 seconds, so nothing really going on here. Osiris is going to be in a world of trouble if he really chooses to fight this ADC of Shablanke that's 6-1. He'll wisely choose the latter, and he'll go ahead and back up and just try to keep the wave pushed up a little bit. And again, just farming the buffs, farming the fire minions is all they can really do at this point.
I'd like to see Archway Origins push these waves in the middle and left lanes as much as they can and just outweight. The boys of Vivid Gaming only have 9 seconds left, 10 seconds left on that Fire Giant buff before it's gone, and that's a successful stall.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can consider it a stall. They lost 2 Phoenixes and 2 tier 2s with it. It's not really a stall. Have they delayed the game? Yes, absolutely. Have they... They really needed the stall by keeping at least 2 Phoenixes up. If 1 Phoenix is down, you're probably okay, but the fact that they were able to get 2 tier 2s and 2 Phoenixes off of that 1 Fire Giant was pretty huge. This is Vivid Gaming right here, just stripping experience and gold possibilities away from Archway. They don't want any possibilities of comebacks. They don't want them getting any sort of gold or advantage that they don't have to. And Oswald is going to be caught out into a position that he doesn't want to be again one more time, as he got caught out. He's been caught out a few times this game.
I question Grenade going for the damage buff with his jungler kind of abandoned there in no man's land in mid lane. I think that if we could see the jungle camp breakdown and who took what, you'd see that anything south of that midline might have possibly been for Archway. And hang on, we've got a fight brewing in the right-hand lane.
Well, Athena just trying to play run around delay as she's going to ult back in, it looks like, and who she's going to go on, not too sure. It looks like she went all the way back to Apollo, who was in Fountain, so she'll take that. But there goes the tier 2 on the right-hand side, so Titan has a little less HP, and looks like the boys in red just want to play it a little bit safe. They're going to go ahead and get the Fire Giant. No reason to worry too much about it. Secure this FG, let them go ahead and worry about the Fire Minions, and really imagine this game's going to get closed out here as soon as about probably the next minute or a couple minutes here, I'd imagine, as really there's no... They just got Archway just has really no way back in.
Yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. This is kind of the end aggression, right? This is going to be the last stand that Archway is going to try to make to do something.
I mean, I give them all the props in the world. I respect teams that fight it out all the way. 27 minutes into the game, you're down 20 kills. By all means, the fact that you're out there trying to still stop them from getting a fire giant means that you're still contending and you're still playing the game, and that's the way it should be. I don't really like to necessarily see in the competitive games when players just jump around a lot of the times toward the end, and it's just like, oh, la, 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 la. These guys are still fighting, and there is always a chance that they wipe them at the Phoenixes and make a play and can come back. You never know.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I also love the fact that we haven't seen an F6 at all, not even an unsuccessful one. This is a team that is sticking it out for better or for worse, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, well, right now it's for worse as two men go down to the mid lane. Thor's going to ult into the back line. Oswald's going to get in trouble. Dash away is going to be that. Just Cataclysm before the fountain. Oh, poor Oswald couldn't get into the fountain. He was trying so hard. Oh, looks like Dark Bar will do his best, but the Titan's at 4,000, 3,000, 1,000 HP, and down he goes. And Vivid Gaming will be your round 1 winners versus Archway Origins. It was a close game for the first 10 minutes, even for the first 15, but then that grouping really started to take effect for Vivid.